Hey person, listen, if we're ever gonna achieve our ultimate goal of becoming the all-seeing, all-knowing space baby at the center of the universe, well, I got some bad news. Gonna have to go through a couple, 2, 3 apocalypses. And to do that, at least before we gain the ability to switch into non-corporeal form at will, we're gonna need some Doomsday Bunkers. Now, I've never been much of a prepper. I don't even look at menus online, okay? I don't even check if the toilet paper's there before I shirt, okay? I don't even know what I'm gonna say at the end of this sentence, toaster strudel, okay? Therefore, in this video, we're gonna do some research so that I know how to break into, so that we can build our own Doomsday Bunker. Now, I'm not talking about your grandma's Doomsday Bunker. I'm talking about rich people bunkers. Unless your grandmother is a rich person with a Doomsday Bunker. In which case, hey, wanna be friends? How's your grandma? How's Grams? Gam Gam? Can I call her Gam Gam? I gotta have a rich people bunker because I gotta have a big bunker. A big, beautiful bunker. A big bypass boom boom bombardment bing bong bunker. Because in order to be a space baby eventually, we're gonna need room for nutrition, fitness, a library to avoid a case of the dum-dums, and a big room full of beard trimmers. Because this is going to be the best looking noggin in the whole Armageddon. You know what I'm saying? So I've compiled a list of articles and video of some Doomsday Bunkers that we're going to dig into, and I'm going to rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 Oppenheimers. First up, the Instagram daddy himself, Mark Zuckerberg.
Kenneth, Mark, give me the Zuck.
Now we all know Mr. Zuck owns a 14-acre compound in Kauai called Kauai Ranch. Kulau Ranch, we all know that, featuring 2 mansions, a gym, a spa, tennis court, enormous water tank, cattle, horses, and an organic ginger farm, in total costing $270 million, which is literally pocket change for him. Well, not literally, I don't think you could actually fit it in his pocket. Well, digitally, yeah. I guess he could. I don't know why he'd want to carry around that much because it's pocket change. It doesn't matter. Anyway, and the land, of course, was acquired without controversy. And yeah, that's all well and good, but what about the underground bunker? The 2 mansions are connected via tunnel to a 5,000 square foot shelter. Is this the perfect Doomsday Bunker we're looking for? And is he planning for the apocalypse?
Or is there something you know that we don't?
No, I think that's just like a little shelter.
A little shelter? What are you worried about?
It's a basement. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, hurricane shelter or whatever. I think it got like blown out of proportion as if the whole ranch was some kind of doomsday bunker, which is just not true.
Okay, fair enough. I can't find any pictures of the inside of it. Probably because it's a private bunker. I could understand why he wouldn't want people to see that. But apparently inside there's a spot for living space. There is an area for mechanical equipment. I guess they're going to have mechanics over there checking oil in cars. I don't know. And a way to generate energy and grow food. As every basement has. Kind of sounds like a Doomsday Bunker to me, unless I'm getting my facts wrong, but that's okay. He's getting rid of fact checkers, so I can say whatever I want. Mark Zuckerberg is an alien! Fact!
And I was human. I am human, still.
So how do I rate this bunker, despite the fact that I can't see inside it, even though there's lots of YouTube videos titled, Inside Mark Zuckerberg's Bunker! And then it's full of random B-roll of other bunkers. I can't believe people titled something and then didn't put the thing that they titled it into the thing. That never happens. And considering it's just a basement, that's the size of a basketball court and has the ability to generate its own power and grow its own food, and if it's connected to a massive water tank that's in some other part of the compound, I give it 7 Oppenheimers. And I'm not going to go any higher because it's way out there in Hawaii, which would make it very hard to break into. Plus, when the apocalypse clears up, he's going to want to go out and do some hydrofoiling, and I don't want to do hydrofoiling. That just seems exhausting. Moving on, initially I wanted to rate all of the specific billionaire bunkers. You know, your Musks, your Bezoses. But the thing about bunkers is, they're going to keep them secret. And in fact, that presents a problem for the billionaires themselves, because if the end times come around, they're going to need security, at least at the beginning of the end times, before all of the great unwashed above ground die out. And when it's all collapsing, what can they pay these security guards when the money doesn't matter anymore? How do you maintain your capitalist hierarchy when you run out of capitalism? I always say that to my equals, not to the help. I don't want them to get ideas. Well, some fun solutions have been floating around. According to this guy, Douglas Rushkoff, he's a writer, media theorist, advocate for open source solutions to social problems. And because of that, he's often asked to speak to rich tech people. He wrote an article a little while ago, and then a book, in which he claims that 5 super duper wealthy hedge fund managers paid him a ton of money to come speak to them. And he did, and it was just 5 people in a room. They talked about regular stuff for a little while, but then gradually worked their way to the apocalypse. In particular, they knew armed guards would be required to protect their compounds from raiders as well as angry mobs. One had already secured a dozen Navy SEALs to make their way to his compound if he gave them the right cue. What do you think that cue was? You think he texted them like a mushroom and a cloud emoji? Maybe an eggplant? feel like that means something else. But how would he pay the guards even if his crypto was worthless? Not the crypto! What would stop the guards from eventually choosing their own leader? The billionaires considered using special combination locks on the food supply that only they knew, or making guards wear disciplinary collars of some kind in return for their survival. Yeah, shock collars. That's fun. Yeah, that's how we should treat people. Fear not, hedge fundies. I have some ideas. 1. You can do kind of what the Joker did at the beginning of The Dark Knight. You promise one guard the good champagne if he kills the guard starting trouble. And then you promise another guard gourmet chocolate if he kills champagne guard. And then you promise another guard massage chair if he kills chocolate guard, and so on until everyone's dead. Assuming the guard's already killed the great unwashed upstairs. Or the radiation got him. Or Mothra. Or trees. Or whatever. I don't know. Seen that M. Night Shyamalan movie? Ended up being The Trees, I think. I've never seen it, but I heard. I spoiled it for myself. No, I spoiled it for you. Sorry about that. Not really that sorry, though. What was that movie called? The Happening. That's what it's called. Here's another idea. Develop a good relationship with everyone that is going to be coming to your compound so that you all work together to guard it and to share the resources. Whew. I don't know. And where's the hierarchy? How do you feel special? That kind of sucks. Another idea. Use your power and influence and colleagues to try to reduce the possibility of an apocalypse in the first place. But then you have to care about the whole world instead of your shareholders. That seems harder. Let's go with the shock collars. Anywho, since I can't actually see Billionaire Bunkers, I found a bunch of other bunkers made by companies, which may or may not be owned by billionaires, that I can rate, which means their locations are probably known, which makes them a target. But anyway, let's go through some of those. But first, all this talk about the end of the world is so scary, and I don't want to cause you any sleepless nights. Therefore, I'm going to tell you about something that helps me sleep all the time, Beam Dream. So, what is Beam Dream? It's a hot cocoa that helps you sleep. I have it nearly every night, and it's delicious, and it warms up my tummy, and my whole body, which helps me get through the frickin' Arctic Wisconsin winter that's been happening. It's so cold! And another thing about is that it has all natural ingredients designed to help relax you and sleep you. Things like apigenin, melatonin, magnesium, L-theanine, and reishi mushroom. Not can be confused with mushroom clouds. Do not eat mushroom clouds. I read that they cause high cholesterol or something. No, radiation poisoning. That's it. Not these ingredients. These ingredients are good stuff and have nothing to do with nuclear winter. In fact, there's a version with CBD in it, and there was a clinical study. 93% of participants reported better sleep and waking up feeling refreshed. The clinicians think it's good. Hey, it's my wife, China. What do you have to say about Beam Dream?
I like it.
She had gum in. I'm sorry, that was rude. She's the clinician I trust most. This is cinnamon cocoa, and it's delicious, but I've tried all sorts of flavors, and I've liked all the flavors. And in fact, I find myself looking forward to sleepy time because then I get to have the nummy cocoa and drift off to sleep rather than dreading the tossing and turning fest that's gonna happen every freaking night. And my bed sheets get moved around all night, and China hates that. Right, China? Dream has prevented divorce. So prioritize your sleep with a productive and healthy year and get up to 35% off Dream by Beam. Just use code Wheezy at checkout. There's a QR code on screen and a link in the doobly-doo. Now, let's get back to Doomsday Bunkers. First up, the Oppidum. No, not the large fortified Iron Age settlement or town, which is what you were thinking. I'm talking about the luxury bunker company. According to this Forbes article, underground bunkers have become far more common. For many ultra-high net worth people, Swiss company Oppidum, a supplier of fortified underground residencies, is their first call. Oppidum has a couple of videos. Let's see what all the fuss is about.
We can never predict or control what will happen in the world. But our first, most powerful instinct is always the same: to protect the ones we love.
So he lives in the White House. In this, I assume, future scenario, they moved the White House to the forest in the mountains.
To provide a sanctuary where they can be safe and secure, out of danger and out of sight, but with all the comforts of home.
Nothing says comfort like electronic sounds.
And surrounded by their most precious possessions.
Ah, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 10 cars. Is this Jay Leno's house?
You can rest easy and live fully in times of tranquility and in times of unrest.
World's most interesting man. Dos Equis. Is that Ray Romano? No, that's not Ray Romano. He's kind of Ray Romano-ish. I get a Ray Romano vibe from him. But you're with the world's most interesting man. At least tuck your shirt in. Sure. So this is entirely computer generated, and this is entirely fake. There's no way anyone would build. I mean, maybe a billionaire somewhere has an underground bunker like this, but it just seems like a lot.
All Oppidum systems are carefully integrated into the overall designs.
Did they intentionally make this look like the movie Ex Machina? Is that what rich people like. They want to live in Ex Machina.
An invisible shield that operates with the same silent dependability as the movement in a Swiss watch.
Obviously, this is not for us plebs. Movement of a Swiss watch. You know how smooth your Swiss watch works?
This is security without sacrifice. Comfort without compromise. Oppidum.
There's another video. Let's check it out. Secret location, Czech Republic. Luxury features including a spa, a fitness center for your muscles, brah. Gonna have a good time tonight and every night for 100 years. I feel like I need more information. I'm gonna check their website. Oppidum. It was all bullshit then? What's ridiculous is there is article after article talking about this company making luxury bunkers and talking about how all these rich people are building bunkers. And I found one article that I had to translate from Swiss to English that talks about how this was all bullshit. They tried to get in contact with Jacob Zamrazil. He wouldn't respond to them, and then after a while, he did respond and said, oh no, we're closed. So either they did actually build some rich bunkers, or probably more likely, this was just entirely bullshit to get funding, either got it and disappeared, or didn't get it and gave up. So, what do I rate this? 2 Oppenheimers, because I don't think it actually exists. But I'm giving it 2 instead of 0 because of the friends we made along the way. Okay, let's move on to an actual real bunker that actually exists. Doomsday bunkers that actually exist. 11 Doomsday bunkers around the world. Let's check it out. First on the list, the Oppidum. What the f***? What, you can't trust the internet anymore? Let's go somewhere more reliable. YouTube. The survival condo.
As you can see, this place is pretty much unchanged from the Cold War.
When it comes to the apocalypse, nothing's quite as terrifying as nuclear war.
I don't know, giant bees, zombies, super volcano, asteroid. I think it's all equally terrifying. Well, what would be the most terrifying apocalypse? Psycho Gorman? That's pretty terrifying. Hilarious movie, though.
The security cameras, armored guard, and 8-ton steel doors are the only sign you're entering a top-secret facility. This place is so top-secret, I can't even tell you where it is.
Really? Where is it located? A place called Concordia with the exact latitude and longitude? Okay, yeah. Top secret.
So Claire, those doors that we just came in through, armored steel filled with concrete. You definitely hear that safety bang when the door closes.
Dude loves that safety bang. You saw that smile on his face? He loves that safety bang so much. Speaking of safety bang, I'm not going to make a joke about that.
Everything you could need to live through the end of days.
Wait, what movies were those? A lot of comic book movies. Little James Bond, Battle Los Angeles. They're going to watch End of the World stuff during the End of the World. Barnyard. The something party animals? I don't know that movie. See, out of all those movies, the one I'd probably want to watch, probably The Departed, actually. Which one would you watch? Let me know in the comments. Your apocalypse movie you'd watch from this list here. I mean, obviously you're going to watch all of them, but which one would you watch first?
You're not in Kansas anymore. We're going beneath Kansas.
Ha! That dude has been preparing that joke for years. He was just itching the whole time. Ooh, I'm gonna make the Kansas joke.
The survival condo is spread across 15 floors and goes 200 feet underground.
Wow.
The mechanical level, medical bay, and food stores, with luxury living quarters spread across the next 7 floors.
So this is legitimately the show Silo. Hopefully without all of the violence. Hopefully also not as dark as Silo. That show is dark. I mean, not like... it is dark, like emotionally, but I'm talking like physically dark.
3-bedroom, 2-bath unit, 9-foot ceilings.
It's pretty nice. It's a nice, normal-looking apartment you're living in. I mean, I kind of wish I had a giant chandelier and a place to put my 10 cars, but this is all right.
There's the bidet toilets, and we have a jacuzzi.
Bidet! Yes! Okay, you're winning me over, buddy. You're also wearing Under Armour. That's typically what I wear to go for runs, so. And you have man boobs like I do, so yeah, I can really relate to this guy. I made a video about bidets. I love bidets.
Why do you have bidet toilets instead of regular toilets?
Why would you even ask that? They're great.
Toilet paper for 75 people, 5 years. That volume of toilet paper would take an entire floor, and that square footage costs about $3 million to build.
Never thought about how resource intensive it is to clean ass.
This is an indoor shooting range. Shoot everything from handguns up to .308 caliber sniper rifles in here.
I guess it would be good to be trained in guns, but also being enclosed for your entire life with a bunch of people with a bunch of guns, you see what happens in Silo.
There's a schoolroom in the bunker, so kids from K through 12.
Not a great collection of books. They got a lot of empty shelves here. They're gonna really need to add some stuff here.
What's the longest I could live down underground for?
Most practically 3 to 5 years.
Only 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years? That doesn't seem worth it, all of this.
You're gonna spend anywhere between $2.5 and $3 million for a full floor.
I can't imagine paying $1 million to $2 million to live in one of these things. If the bomb's gonna go off and I'm not there, it's too late. I'm not gonna get there in time, probably. But maybe. I mean, if you have, again, if it's pocket change, I guess it doesn't matter.
Luckily for the rest of us, there are thousands of innovators working on solutions to save humanity from the end of the world.
Yeah, keep working on those, please. What are the comments saying here? When Doomsday comes, he's gonna lock the door before any of his clients even arrive. This is probably the most ingenious scam ever created. First rule of Doomsday prep, don't tell everyone about your Doomsday prep. Yeah, we all know where it's located now. It's comforting to know that if the worst happens, the super rich will still be living in luxury. Isn't that what it's all about? Everybody gangster until the elevator stops working. Everyone is happy till the internet is down. Listen, what we have here is a pretty nice resort condo that happens to be underground. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10 Oppenheimers because it does seem nice and it really exists. And it probably would protect you for a little while. But the only way it would be practical is if you live there now, because you'd have to get there when the end times are coming. And by the time you got there, doors would probably be closed. That dude would be using every bidet he can all day long. He'd have the cleanest asshole. You're not just gonna keep letting in random strangers. Apparently you can buy a place and live there now. I think the most practical way to have a bunker is to have one in your own house that you can get to immediately. So I'm gonna go get a shovel and get bunkering. Bunker down. Bunk it up. Make a bunk hole. We got the bunk. Gonna have that bunk. Ow. And I guarantee you that's what a lot of rich people have done. Apparently Bill Gates has a bunker in every home that he owns. And if you have billions of dollars, I don't see why you wouldn't get bunky any chance you get. And they probably do, and they probably keep them secret. So I think we're done here. Oh, I'm eating food right now. You didn't see me take a bite, so there's no context. Here, let me take a bite. Gotta make sure I'm full. I think I'm just gonna make sure I'm always way overly full, so it takes longer to starve to death when we run out of food. I'm also gonna just try to maintain a lot of friendships and be kind to my neighbors and try to maintain a strong community so that we don't just immediately start trying to murder each other. I'll have to make sure not to eat their food. I think that's the best I'm gonna do. I hope you've enjoyed yourself before it's all over. I do a newsletter every Tuesday called Tu's Better Newsletter. If you want to subscribe to that, link down there. I have a Patreon. I have a second channel that's all linked down there. I guess that's all. Be careful out there.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Not the crypto!